Hello, what is up guys? Jaythestingray back here again. Got another top 10 list for you. This is a video response to the Top 10 Tuesdays video that DVD Collector 1974, The Joker 5150, and Movie Collector 666 do every Tuesday, and I wanted to go ahead and get my 2 cents in. This week is Top 10 Slashers, and that's a really cool topic for me. I'm a pretty big slasher fan, not my favorite in the horror genre, but I do enjoy quite a few slashers. And I have not watched their videos yet because I didn't want to influence any of my choices. So, yeah, when I went through these lists, I tried to go see if I could just find like a master list on the internet of slasher films so I didn't forget any. But I couldn't find that. But what I did find was lots of lists with like every horror movie you can imagine on there that, you know, is all different genres. So there seems to be a lot of confusion onto what exactly a slasher is. So my choices are actually the very formulaic slashers, you know, the Friday the 13th, mold. So, you know, that's mainly what I consider a slasher, because like Child's Play was on there, and like I even saw a list with The Exorcist and you know, you name it, all kinds of various horror films that I don't necessarily consider slashers, just because I think that they're other genres, which I know there's probably aspects of Child's Play that you could consider a slasher, but I don't necessarily consider it. Like, I don't consider Nightmare on Elm Street a slasher film, even though it probably could, you know, certain parts of that film probably would classify, you know, as a slasher, but as a whole, you know, and where the franchise went after the first film, I think it took a different turn than, you know, the basic hack and slash, stalking type slasher films. But anyway, go ahead and get on my list and stop rambling here. Number 10 is Hell Night. Shoot, I'm not thinking straight. Reagan from The Exorcist. Shit. I'll come back to her name in a minute. Number 9 is Curtains. This is the Canadian flick. I've watched it a few times here in the past few years. Really come to like it. I believe Scream Factory's given that a release. Somebody's given that a Blu-ray release here in the near future. I plan on picking that up. Number 8 is The Burning. I know a lot of people probably have The Burning much higher on their list than number 8. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I do enjoy a lot of the gore in there, but as a whole, I don't think the film is the best. You know, I do enjoy it. Number 7 is Stage Fright. This is the Michael Soave film. Number 6 is Laid to Rest. I think that's the only, of the newer slashers that I have on my list, but I'm a huge fan of that film. Not necessarily the second film, but the first film. I do love that movie. Number 5, April Fool's Day. Huge fan of April Fool's Day. The 86 version, not the remake. None of these are going to be remakes on my list. Number 4 is Black Christmas. I recently rewatched Black Christmas for the Sausage Factory when we did our slasher retro last year sometime, and really enjoy Black Christmas. It had been a long time since I'd seen it, and I've really gained a new love for that movie. And, you know, it was technically the first slasher film, I think, you know, or at least the first, you know, the film that influenced Halloween, you know, according to Bob Clark. Number 3 is Candyman. If you can consider this movie a slasher film, which I think you probably can, this is one of my favorite films of all time. I really love that movie. It really scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. That's probably why I love it so much, you know, to this day. Number 2 is Intruder. This is the, it stars Sam and Ted Raimi, and I just love this movie. It's a little quirky, but I do really enjoy it. The Synapse put out a great Blu-ray of that a few years ago. Really enjoyed that movie. Number 1 is, of course, Halloween. The original Halloween. I could probably put a few on here. You know, after reading all my lists, I realized I don't have Friday the 13th in there anywhere. I don't know how I managed that, but Friday the 13th, like 2 or 3 of those could probably easily be in there. I didn't want to fill the list up with sequels, so I just left the original films. Anyway, you know, move one of those back and move Friday the 13th in there. pretty half-assed attempt if I left out Friday the 13th. But anyway, that's my list, guys, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to let me know your favorite slasher films. Peace.